Okay, so if you plan to run, or you want to go back to running, I think this class might be useful for you. So same things first, as you move through the class, everything is designed to be tough and challenging, but you listen to your body. If you find any movement that causes you discomfort, pain, please just stop, right? We never ever force through pain. And with that said, let's get started. So let's all come to a standing position. Yeah. Hold on. My light doesn't seem to be cooperating with me today. Looks kind of. Yeah. Okay, I think that's better. Yep, so let's start off with neck curl. So hands by the side, good strong tension in the arms. Next from the chin down. Let's start your neck rotations, right? Neck curl. So if you know what I'm talking about, you continue to move in the same direction. Otherwise, you're going to draw small, control circles with your chin. Okay, so bring over the shoulder, rotating to the ceiling, rotating to the other side. Okay, as you come back down the center, you pass through, going for your second round. We're going for time here. So I'd like you to continue moving at your own pace. And switch directions. So now we're doing the warm-up. I want you to start to feel what's going on with the neck, what's going on with your body. Are you able to keep your shoulders still as the neck tries to rotate back and forth? Good. So understand that there is no, we're going by time because I don't want you to follow my pace, right, or the person on the screen next to you. You move at your own pace. It doesn't matter if in this long period you just do one repetition. What's more important is the control and the feedback you're getting from this. So let's continue on for another 5 more counts. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Move on to the spine, hands across. So today, let's have mid-to fists. Create tension by pushing your fist into your shoulders. Okay? So if you know the drill, start your spine curls. Otherwise, I'll lead you through one round. So you bring your chin down, look at the cross in front of your arms. You squeeze your glutes, making sure that from your hips down, nothing moves. You round the spine as much as possible. Imagine you're hugging a ball or hugging a small object. And then you rotate your spine towards the left side. You're going to drop the left shoulder down. You're going to extend by pushing your body into your arms. So think like lifting the weight of your arms towards the ceiling. As you rotate over, you squeeze your glutes. Glutes do not get to move. Drop the shoulder down. Round the spine, come back to center, and you pass through for round 2, 3, 4, whatever. Reminder, going for time here. If you start to feel like stuff moving around, like your hips can't stay still, slow the movement down. And you know, I love my slow warm-ups here. Good. Remember to breathe, by the way. Please do not hold your breath. And let's reverse the direction. So even though you're warming up, if you're comfortable, if that curls is feeling really easy and smooth, try your best to expand that range. So maybe try to rotate a bit more, try to side bend a bit more, try to extend a bit more, try to keep your hips a bit still as you do all that stuff. So we are always, always, always exploring the boundaries of the movement. It's never just about, oh, I'm moving because Alvin says so. No, you have to move to get feedback. That makes the movement a lot more effective. 3, 2, 1, and time. Right, bring the hands down. We're gonna move on straight to our lower body because this is a class for the runners. So this is where I need you to have your hand on the support. So we're gonna have right hand on the support, left hand out by the side in the fist. So this fist is now your attention tool. We're going to start off with the hip cross. So I'd like you to have your, you see my left leg is going to cross over the right. Okay, so from here, if you know the drill, you carry on. Otherwise, I'm going to lead you through one repetition. You're gonna lift the leg up, knee high, foot higher. Okay, standing leg is straight. You can open the knee to the side. The foot will drop by itself. And from here, think of rotating the foot up and behind you. Knee moves back, behind the body. Knee comes back down. And you reverse. Knee back, knee up. Rotate to the top. Rotate the foot up and back down in the same starting cross leg position. Yep, Elf, that's good. So that hand on the support, right? Try not to lean too much into it. So if your hand's on the wall and you realize that you're ending up looking like this, just kind of stand back up. Not so important on how big the range is or how it looks. What's more important is that you are exploring your maximum range. Okay, so everybody on the screen, I expect everybody on the screen to look different. Let's do it for now, 5 more counts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Change sides, working on standing hip cars. So far so good, no questions? Let's carry on. Okay, so I'll just be watching all of you at home. So we want the hand out to the side. So Michael, Sin, yeah, use this hand as tension, so grip it tight. We always talk about tension and Kinstretch because we want to use that strength, the tension, the rest of the body to help with the movement in that joint. Okay, so in this case, use the tension in your arms to help you move that hip. Keep going for another 3, 2, 1, and time. Remain standing. This time we're gonna move on to your knee. So you're gonna lift your foot up at 90 angle. So I show the side view. 90 degrees, so knee at hip level. From here, you're gonna work on rotating the shin. So you look at my shin, it's gonna rotate outwards and inwards. Out and in. Knee does not move. Knee tries its best to stay still. And that's when you go back and forth. So you might start to feel like stuff around your shin firing or working. If you feel that and it's a new sensation to you, it's okay. If you don't feel that and you feel other stuff happening, and maybe your leg is getting tired, that's okay too. Right? Good. Elf, can you place one hand on the wall? Yeah. Because I don't want this to become a balancing exercise. I want you to be able to focus on the rotation of the knee. So if you're getting comfortable, you go slower. So I think now I can see my shin a bit better, right? You see how my shin actually turns? Yeah. This is what we want. 3, 2, 1, and time. Right? You can stay on the same side. You don't have to change the arms, but we're going to change the legs, right? So now you lift up your right leg. You can do exactly the same thing. Sometimes what I like to do is just to place one hand on top of the knee. Just a feedback so that my knee starts to shift. I'm aware. Okay, so your knee starts to move up, sideways, stuff like that. It's no longer a knee rotation. It's more of a hip movement. Okay, good. Lihun, can you bend the knee a bit more? 90 degrees. Yes. Pixia, slow it down. Jenny, that's great. Amy, that's great. And time. Now we're going to come back to the first leg, working on ankles. So for ankles, for today, we're going to keep the leg at a 90-degree angle. Did I say angle or ankles? Anyway, so if the leg at 90 degree, hit at a 90-degree angle, we're going to work on our ankles. Yeah, I will lift mine slightly higher as you can see. So right now, shin doesn't get the shift. Maybe you like to just place one hand on the shin to give you feedback. And you're just going to draw ankle circles. ankle cars. Okay. So understand that because you are standing and there's less of your body on the floor, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to keep that stability. That is intended. This is why we do cars from different positions. Every single different base position is going to give you different sort of feedback. Okay, so you find out today that, hey, I can't control my ankle as well. Yeah, probably because you are now standing in this small moving parts. Change directions. So making sure the shin doesn't get to shift left or right. Okay, all this stuff here does not get to move. Only the foot gets to do it. And time. All right, switching sides. Right leg up. You know the drill, and go. Jenny, try to slow it down a bit more. Yeah, especially that part. Yes. Good. Yeah, that's nice. Wow, that's great. Vaihun, try to expand the circle a little bit more. Iris as well. Sin, slow down. Slow down. Slower, yeah. Slow down even more. Try. 5 more counts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs down. Right. So this one you don't have to change your camera angle. I just want you to see my toes. So we're gonna go back to the toe cars. Advantages of having a mobile station. I'm gonna bring it down for you to see my toes. Okay. So you look at my toes. What we want to do is we're gonna play around with the toe movements. So you just stand your feet hip width apart. What you do right now is to push all 5 of your toes onto the ground. Okay, so just have like a little bit of tension from the bottom of your toes onto your mat, onto your floor. Maintaining that amount of tension, you lift up only your big toe. Right, so the 4 toes are still pushing down with a little bit of tension. Big toe down, big toe up, big toe down, big toe up, big toe down. Good. So reset, tension from all 5 toes on the ground. Now we lift up the 4 toes. 4 toes up, 4 toes down, 4 toes up, 4 toes down, 4 toes up, 4 toes down. Good. Now, all 5 toes up. Right, so instead of thinking of pressure onto the floor, I'm going to think of the opposite direction, trying to lift all 5 toes maximally. And then you lower the big toe down, and you lift it back up. Big toe down, big toe back up. One more time, big toe down, big toe back up. Now, when you think of fanning your toes, so you're going to spread the toes, try and create as much space between every single toe as possible. And you touch down only the 5th toe, only the 4th toe. Okay, this one's tough for me. Only the 3rd toe, 2nd toe, and the big toe. I think I barely made it here. Okay, 2 more times. Let's do all 5 up. Spread the toes. Think of reaching the small toe, your pinky toe, as far to the side as possible. And then you piano them down as best as you can. My 2nd and 3rd toe always feel stuck. One more time, all 5 up. Spread your toes. And moving them down in sequence. Okay. Okay. Go. Let me change my angle. So if you don't really do that toe stuff, right, or your toes don't move, and you run a lot, I'll explain why later on, but this is super important. Like toe mobility, I feel, is one of the most underrated things for runners or for anyone that does any lower limb exercise. Okay. So today, next up, we're gonna be kneeling for a period of time. So if you know your knees gives you grief, go grab your cushion, rub your mat, all right, and get ready as I explain. So first thing we're gonna do, you will need ideally 1 block, is to come into this kneeling position. So first thing we're gonna do, we're working on hip extension. So we're gonna come into this position. From here, if you can see my pelvis, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be thinking of sticking my butt backwards and scooping my butt. Butt back, scoop butt. Right? Or you can think of yourself wearing a belt, a huge belt buckle. So you'll be thinking of facing the belt buckle to the floor, to the ceiling, to the floor, to the ceiling. Okay? So we're gonna get this position. We're gonna do that tilt a couple of times. I want you to stop with the buckle facing the ceiling. Okay? You maintain that pelvic position and you just shift your weight slightly, putting the back hip on a bit of a stretch. And so let's try that. From at home, let's have the right leg forwards, left leg behind. Okay, so I'm going to change so that we're all on the same side. Okay, so right leg forwards, left leg behind. So this is the point where we play around the stretch. I want you to find your optimum stretch position. Okay, so big butt back, scoop butt back, scoop butt. Like a, kind of like a mini twerking going on. Okay, so imagine now I want you to scoop and maintain that hip position. And then you lean forward slightly. Like it doesn't take much for me to feel a stretch. Just by locking my hips in place, slightly, I feel it all in this hip. Okay, you might have to play around with it if you've never done it before. We try our best. Anyone has any questions on this? All good? Good, no questions? Great. Now, what we're going to do is, now we found the stretch, you have your block nearby. Wow, block nearby of you. Just kind of place the block slightly in front of your thigh. All the block is acting is, or using it for, is just for feedback as a marker. Okay. In this position, we're doing heels and rails. What is heels? What is rails? Heels will be us trying to drive this knee into the block. Okay, so we're going to try to bring this knee forwards, but it's not going to happen because of the angle that we're set up in. The knee will be driving into the ground as we move forward. So the floor will actually block you from moving. Rails is the opposite. Rails is us trying to send this knee behind us. Yeah. So I talk about these two movements. Heels and rails are isometric, which means that visually, no movements. Internally, a lot of directional force. Okay, so we spent about 2 minutes of time in this stretch position. Now we can start. So we're doing this together. Elf, let's get in position. Yeah, so stay up a little bit more. Let's wait for everyone to get in position. Okay, so as I talk, we are saying the stretch. You are building on a nice tension. You're getting used to that tension. Okay, so now I like to have my hands on my knee and my hip to help create tension. You take a breath in. As you exhale, grip your body, create tension in your arms. From here, we're going to do heels. You're going to try to drive your knee forward very gradually. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being your maximum effort, let's go level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay at level 5. Okay, so you're trying to use this hip to try to bring the knee upwards. Okay, forward and upwards. Ramp it up to level 6, 7, 8. Your maximum, safest effort. And breathe. So once again, rest of body staying still. If I try to push you, you shouldn't flop over this way. I want nice body tension. Maintain the effort forwards for 3 and 2 and 1. Maintain that body tension. Let's reverse glute rails. Now you reverse direction. You squeeze your glute, squeeze your butt. Try to send your thigh away from the block. Okay. Breathe. Maximum effort here. Do not allow your spine to change the shape. 3 more counts. 2, 1. Soften. Okay. Kind of shake it out a bit. Oh wow, that was intense for me. Okay. Once you just have a short break, let's find the stretch again. So scoop pelvis. This is also known as posterior pelvic tilt. And then I want you to lean forwards to refine that stretch. You may find after the first round, you kind of can go slightly deeper into it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, readjust to find that tension or stretch in that hip. Is anyone at this stage very, very confused? If you're confused, please let me know. No confused? Okay, let's go round 2. Hands on the some part of the body or support. Breath in. As you exhale, trap and the belly. Strong engagement. Okay. Now, very gradually, let's add the directional force. Drive your knee forwards into the floor towards the block. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Ramp it up all the way to your maximum safest effort. Breathe. You like to even place the hand in front of the thigh to act as feedback as opposed to the block. Okay, so I should feel more pressure from the thigh into my hand. For 2, 1, and reverse direction rail. So sending it backwards. Now you squeeze everything behind your glutes, hamstring, whatever, right? Hip is working super hard to try to send the knee back. You might even find your knee sliding backwards slightly. That's okay. For 3, 2, 1, and soften. Okay. Straight away, let's stand up. Can't stand position. We're going to combine all that directional control with a standing movement. So I don't have a support, but just imagine I'm holding on to something because we don't want this to become a balancing exercise. The legs straight, you're going to bend the knee out, right? Same thing. I want you to lock the hips in place. So do not allow the hips to move this way or shift this way. Everything stays in place. You're going to think of that rails movement or sending the hips back. And it's going to go. Squeeze, lift it behind you, and return to center. Squeeze, and return. So it's the same rail sensation, but now your foot and your leg will actually get to move. Okay? You try as you can do 5 sets of 5-second holds. Ready? Grip the wall, grip your arms. I want tension in both arms. Breath in, drop in the belly as you exhale. Ready, first rep. And send the knee behind you. Hold it there for 5, 4. Do not allow your body shape to change. 2, 1, and return. 4 more times here. Breath in, engage, strong tension. And knee back for 5, 4. Spine shape does not change. 2, 1, and return. 3 more reps here. Breath in, strong tension. And go for 5, 4. Good. 3, 2, 1, and return. 2 more times here. Do not allow any part of your body to move, including the standing leg. Engage. Breath in and go. For 5, 4. Pick here some more. Knee behind your body. Keep going. And return. Good. Last one. Breath in, engage, and go for 5. I will continue counting when everyone starts. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Questions? All good? You feel that nice sensation in your hip? Yeah. What you just did is hip extension. If you found at this stage that you can't send your knee behind your body without your spine doing stuff like this, yeah, like you can't isolate this movement, and it looks more like a or like or something like that. That means that your body, your spine, your hips, and your thighs can't move independently yet. So that's the control we're talking about. The control to move each single joint independently before we combine together to move interdependently. But on the floor, let's go for your right side. So now left leg forwards, right leg back. So a reminder that all this stuff is designed to be tough. So if you're doing all this and you find like, hey, it's super easy, I can't find a way to get the intensity, let me know as well. Otherwise, you should now be adjusting, finding your best tension. For feedback, you can use a block or you can use your hand. Both are fine. Okay? And if right now you realize that your left and your right hip has different ranges, it's normal, it's common. Your right and left hip are different joints. Doesn't mean just because they are both hips that they should have the same range. Nope. Your range is dependent on your habits. Just like how we have right-handers and left-handed people, We have habits and differences that may cause different ranges in our body, and that's normal. Okay? So, Yen, you all right? All good? Yeah, no rush, it's fine. Because we're going to stay here for a bit anyway. That's why I'm talking, because before we do pills and rails, I want you to stay in a stretch. I want you to practice finding your best tension and maintaining that tension. So in this position, you find that after a while you lose that tension. I want you to reset, find it, maybe even go slightly deeper to maintain the same level of intensity. Laikun, you okay? What's happening? Okay, good. Now we can start pills and rails. From your best tension position, breath in, strong engagement. So body is tense, arms are tense. Remember, if I'm there and I try to push you, you should not budge. You should not fall over. Gradually adding in a direction movement. Level 1, trying to move forwards. Level 2, 3, 4, 5. Ramp it up to your maximum safest effort for 10. 9. Safest, yeah. So if you find you try to exert more and it feels unsafe, you back off straight away. 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain body tension and reverse directions. Now squeezing glutes, trying to send the knee behind. Trying to suit everything at the back to try to extend your hip. 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften. Reset the stretch position. Try to see you can go forward slightly more. Yeah. But forward slightly more doesn't mean that the spine gets to do this. Your belt buckle is still facing the ceiling. We need to lock that position in place so that when we move, a stretch, a lengthening is happening. If you're moving and the hips are moving along, nothing is changing. Right? From your new stretch position with high amount of tension in the hip, let's go for round 2. Breath in. Exhale, move body tension. Gradually adding direction, driving forward for pills, level 1, 2, 3. You're trying to bring the knee forwards and up, but the floor is blocking you. Ramp it up, level 5, 6, 7. Maximum safest effort. Full 10. 9. I want to see tension in the arms. Keep going. If your hand is on your thigh, you should feel pressure into your thigh. 2, 1. Reverse direction rail, sending it backwards. So now you're trying to move away from the block. Away from your right hand that's on your right thigh. Maybe you start to feel your knee sliding backwards. Maybe you start to feel your hip burning a bit more. 2, 1, and soften. Yay! That was great. Okay, stand up. We're gonna move straight into the standing version. So I'm going to demonstrate a standing version. I believe everybody knows what I'm talking about. So I'm going to stay here so I can watch everybody a bit better. Questions? No? Let's go into it. Remember the sensation of the rails. What you're trying to do now is to use that same sensation to get movement in. So stand up, left hand on the wall or right hand, whichever works for you at home. Bend the knee. First step, breath in. High level of tension, especially in the spine and the hips. And let's go. Extend the hips and the knee behind for 5, 4, 3, 2. Nice, Jenny. 1, and back. Second rep, breath in, lock the body in place, and extend for 5, 4, 3. I don't want to see spines moving. And back. Nice one, Elf. 3 more times. And let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and return. Last 2 times, everybody. Breath in, engage. Best extension ever, and go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. Last repetition. And let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and return. Okay. Everyone okay so far? A reminder, yeah, if you feel pain, please back off. Okay, if you feel pain, here's what we do. First thing, you back off. Second thing, you let me know straight away. Why? It's not to shame you. but this is so that I know and I can give you an option if needed. Of course, if you cramp, just continue. Like cramping is okay. Cramping is normal. Cramping is fine. Cramping is great. So let's give the extension a bit of a break. We're going to come down to the floor. Let's work on a supine position. So next one, we're going to do a bit more hip flexion stuff. So just take a break, just chill as I lie down my head. Watch me first. You're gonna lie down, right? One leg is straight, left leg is up. We're gonna do hip flexion, tails, rails. Yeah. So hands behind the thigh. You can do behind thigh or you can do on top of shin, whichever works better for you, right? Whichever allows you to feel more stable or comfortable. Main thing, I do not want you to feel any sort of pinching or pain in this hip. If you are trying to stretch and you feel a pinching, you back off straight away. Okay, pinching is not normal, it shouldn't happen. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move myself into a stretch position. So for me, that's somewhere about here. You can actually play around with knee position. You can go slightly outwards, inwards, it's fine. So hands behind on knee, your hands are your block. Right, so actually, sorry, let's do behind the thigh. It's going to make the tails a lot easier. So tails is us trying to drive our thigh into the hands. So imagine I'm the wall here. I'm trying to step in this direction. Hands are resisting. So you move in this direction for 10 seconds, blah, blah. Rails, reverse. The hands release. You try to squeeze the knee towards your face, right? Crushing an imaginary object here and maintaining the effort for another 10 seconds, 10 counts. And then hands back on and reset. Okay, format's the same as what we did earlier. It's just a different hip position. Awesome. I come up and I see that half of the class in position. Awesome. So let's lie down, right leg down, left leg up. You find your stretch position. Okay. So Sin, can you have your hands behind your thigh? Yeah. So that's going to make the tails and rails a lot easier. Now, before we start, right now when we are all in a passive stretch position, I want you to pay attention to the parts of your body that's on the floor. So your head, your spine, especially your hips. Later on, when we do the tails and rails, try your best not to allow your hips to shift. Okay, so for some of us, you may feel our hips or our tailbones wanting to lift off or curl off the ground. I want you to prevent that. We're using the floor as a feedback to get you to stay still. Okay, enough talking, we're gonna start. Everyone take a breath in. Exhale, engage your body, high level of tension, hips, spine, head locked in place. Now we're gonna start the tails. So very gradually drive your thigh into your hands. So level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maximum safest effort here, right? The harder your legs tries to drive away, the harder your arms have to work. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Release the hands. Rails. Try to squeeze the hip. You want to drive your knee towards you. Body is still working hard, staying still. Spine not moving, hips not moving for another 3, 2, 1. Hands back on. Soften. Return to the passive position. Okay, so if you try to do this, the first set of tails drills, and you found your spine was shifting, I want you to control that. This is how the tension helps us. It helps us in keeping the rest of the body still. Let's take one more breath here. Slow inhale. As you exhale, try to go deeper into your stretch. Remember, no pinching is allowed. If you feel pinching, you just stay at a range where it doesn't hurt. Okay. Second round. Breath in. As you exhale. Without the body tension, arms are tense, legs are tense. Both legs are tense, by the way. And start to very gradually drive the foot away and the thigh away from you. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way to your maximum safest effort. 4, 10. And 9. And 8. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Right? 3, good. 2, nice, Monta. 1, straight away, reverse, rails, hands off. Body stays still, pull the knee in. 7, 6, 5, 4, crush that object in your hip crease. 2, 1, hands back on. Go back to passive stretch. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. Straight away, come to a standing position. Just like we did for the hip extension. We're going to do the same for hip flexion. So this one, hand on the support, same side, yeah. You bring it up into your best flexion position. Okay. So imagine the shape should be the same. If you look at the screen now, I want you to imagine that I'm standing, but there's a wall behind me. So as I try to bring my knee into hip flexion, I'm not doing stuff like this, right? Stuff like that. I'm not allowing my spine to move away from the same straight standing position. So bring your knee up as high as you can. Putting effort to keep the body still. What you're going to do, you're just going to release the hand and make sure the knee stays in place. So take a breath in. As you exhale, keep everything still, working on that hip flexor, and slowly release the hand support. Keep the knee high for 10, 9, 8. Continue to crush the hip. It's exactly the same movement as the rails. 5, 4, 8. Lai Hun, what happened? Lai Hun, so low. 2, 1. Hands back on. Lift the knee back up. 2 more times. You do 3 reps of 10 seconds. Breath in. Engage. Bottom leg is straight. Okay, let's wait for everyone. And slowly release. Keep the knee high. Knee high. Good. Okay, Jenny, continue to try to crush the hip flexor. Keep the right leg straight. Lock the right leg out, or the standing leg. Standing leg is straight, everyone. 3, 2, 1, and back down. Rest. One more time. Lift it back up. Engage and release for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Fight hard to keep the knee high. Fight hard to keep the body still. 2, 1, and time. Back on the floor. Let's go to the second side. Okay. So now you lie down, go back to your setup, find your best hip flexion stretch for your for your right side. Okay. So understand that our hips are all different. The hips are born socket joint. Your best flexion position may not be straight ahead. So for today, I want you to play around a bit. Maybe bring the knee towards your face, kind of feel stuck. Maybe shift the knee outwards slightly to see if you can get a bit more range. Right? Just find a position that gives you the best tension or stretch in your right hip, and that's where I want you to stay at. Good, good, good. Yeah. Now we can start. Let's take a breath in. As you exhale, trap and the belly. Adding in directional force. Drive your thighs into your hand, building up from the low tension. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always swing gradual. Wrap it up in 6, 7. Your maximum, safest effort. 10, 9, 8, 7. So going away from you, yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain body tension. Reverse rails. So now trying to drive your knee away or towards your face. Trying to crush that imaginary object in hip flexor for 3, 2, 1. Hands back on. Soften. Go back into your passive stretch. So once again, for the second and last round of hills and rails, draw some attention to your hips and spine and head that's on the floor. Breath in. Build tension. Adding in directional force. Heels driving away from you. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maximum safest effort. 10 seconds. It's pure 10 seconds of work. I have a timer running. 5 more seconds. Work it hard. Ramp it up. Ramp it up. Come on. 2, 1. Reverse. Rails. Drive it away from you. 10 seconds. Fight hard for 10 seconds. Don't give up. 5 more to go. 2, 1, hands back on, go back to a passive stretch. Let's take 2 deep breaths here. So slow inhale, slow exhale. Alright, see how different the hip feels. See if you can go deeper into the hip flexion. More time. This is also your break. Let's stand up. Let's go for hip flexion. Okay, so 3 sets of 10. I'm going to move on to the hip. I promise you after this, the hip will get a bit of a break. Hand on support. Right leg up. Okay, so other hand, hold something. Okay, it can be a chair, it can be a shelf, it can be a ball, it can be a stick. Doesn't matter. As long as you're not trying to balance. Body is still. Body spine shape does not change. All in position. Whoa, okay. Ready, breath in, engaged. As you slowly release the hand, keep that knee high. 7, 6, good L. 4, standing leg straight, Pixia. 2, 1, hands back on, lift the leg back up. Start from a maximum position. If you cramp, just shake it out. Second rep, Lai Hun, never start yet. Lai Hun, lift it up, haven't started yet. Lift it up first. Ready, now, engage. And let go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Fighting hard to keep the standing leg straight. Fighting hard to crush the object hip flexor. And hands back on. Soften, relax. Lift it back up. Last one here. Breath in, engage, and release. 10, 9, 8, 7. After this, your hips get to rest. Come on, don't give up. 3, 2, 1, all the way down. Shake it out. That was awesome. Everyone good? Yeah. Okay, sit down. Sit on the floor. Okay, like promise, next part, we're gonna sit down, give the hips a bit of a break. When it comes to, I don't do this often in my classes, because it doesn't give people the burn that everybody loves, right? So I let your hips burn first. Now we're gonna do a little bit more controlled stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my lovely toes. We're gonna work on toe casts here, or toe pills and rails. So you can see my toes. What you do is, I want you to, one hand, keep the 4 toes still. Other hand, just very gently pull the big toe away. Okay, you see this? I'm just gently pulling away. So I'm trying to create separation between the second toe and the big toe. Okay? So be gentle with this, especially if you have bunions, right? This may feel really tight, so go slow. Okay, so toe is on the ground. I'm not lifting up. I just want you to very gently pull it apart and stay there. So this should feel like a stretch. If you like, can you see how I'm using my thumb sort of anchor down? So if you like, you try as well. The whole goal is to feel a stretch in your toe. Yeah, so let's all do this together. Good. So what we're going to do here, so hold that position. I'm going to show you the pills and rails. Our pills and rails would be, pills will be trying to move the toe back this way. Rails, we try to move the big toe away from your hand. Okay? Like, I know this one might feel strange. Some of us might not be able to generate any sort of force, but I want you to try. The intent is what drives the change. The better you are at driving the control, the better you will get at generating force. Okay? So let's all come to this stretch position now. Cool. So remember, still same level of intensity. Take a breath in, exhale, strong effort. Try to close your big toe. So this finger here should be providing resistance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maintain tension. Now pull the big toe away for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, soften, try to stretch it a bit more. Okay, and let's switch sides. Switch sides. Okay, so far, just give me a quick thumbs up if you're all right. Good. Okay, so everyone just get in the stretch position. I'll talk a bit more. So because sometimes we wear shoes, right? Pointed shoes, we wear heels that's looks very sleek. What that kind of does, it kind of squeezes all our toes together. Can you see the shape? Yeah, I have it too because I wore like work shoes for many years. But this isn't an optimal shape for our feet to move. We need that toe splayed and able to control the movement. If this is always crunched in and you try to walk and it's unstable, you see how it sort of rolls outwards and causes this joint to stick out. Yeah. So this is one possible way that sometimes bunions may form. It's one of the many possible ways. Okay. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to get some range back, trying to get the joint to be able to move outwards, like the toe splay that we did in the toe cast earlier. So a lot of talking time, you should be ready to go. So take a breath in. Strong effort, strong tension. Heels, start to move the toes inwards. Ramp it up, ramp it up, ramp it up. Oh, I'm stronger on this side. 10, 9, 8. Yeah, so we find that one side is able to generate more force. For me, that's my right side. 2, 1, and reverse. Rails, moving the toe away. Maybe move the fingers away. So I'm not stepping down. I'm trying to move outwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fingers back on. Soften. Go back into a stretch. Okay, I'm glad I cut my toenails. This is a pretty close zoom up here. Okay, and relax. And relax. We will come back to that shortly. But now I want to work on your ankles. So you're gonna sit in this position, gas sit position. Okay. Hands, you can hold on to your shins, or you can have them on the floor, whichever feels better for you. Our goal is to work on bringing this part of your foot towards your shin. So I show the side view. It looks something like this. And lift up and down, lift up and down. Okay. So I'm not trying to bring my toes. I'm not trying to curl my toes towards my shin. I want to bring this up my foot towards me. Yeah. So we're gonna do 5 repetitions. On the last rep, we're gonna hold for 30 seconds with my awesome timer here. So get in position, ready, and let's go. Lift it up for 1, lower back down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down. Last one, up and hold 30 seconds. Continually to try to squeeze all this stuff here to bring the foot closer towards the shin. Okay, if you start to feel like the shin getting sore and lighting up, yeah, that's normal. You don't feel it, that's fine too, as long as you're not in pain. Hang in there, 10 more seconds, keep going. Good. Remember to breathe, everyone. And time. Okay, shake it out. Come back to the toe cast, second round. Now, second round, again, let's do the same thing again. Okay? So, go back to stretch position. Like I said, it takes practice. If you're not sure what's going on, don't worry. Intent is the most important thing ever. Okay, breath in, strong effort, strong tension. Drive the toes inwards for 10, 9, 8. Can you see my fingers actually trying to resist right now? 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse rails going outwards for 10, 9, 8. Stare your toes. Don't look at the screen. Stare your toes. Use your eyes to will that toe to move. And relax, toe back on. Go back to stretch. 1 breath here. See, you can just pull it apart slightly. And relax. Changing sides. Yeah, so I find I have a bit of a collapsed arch. I have a little bit of a bunion. I find that using a thumb to sort of just move it apart gets me feeling better. Okay, but it's up to you. There's no right, no wrong. Whatever setup allows you to separate your big toe from second toe is the best setup. Okay, breath in, engage, and start to do pails, which is this direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You feel nothing, try to pull a little bit to add some resistance. 2, 1, reverse rails. 10, 9, 8, 7. So going in this direction here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Yep. Back to the ankle stuff. So seated positions. Right. So breath in. I like to hold this. You can have your hands on the floor as well. Exhale. Body is tense. Arms are tense. And lifting up for 1 and down. 2 and down. 3 and down. 4 and down. Last rep, up and continue to squeeze for 30 seconds. You will do it. I will sit down and watch you. I want to see the expression in your faces. I want to see that effort. It's not just about holding. Holding is easy. We are trying to pull ourselves into the end range of our ankles. That part is hard. Understanding what maximum effort feels like is difficult. So this is a practice of that. You are continuously trying to fight for more. 4 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, just gonna breathe, just gonna soften. Okay, all good so far? Yeah, great. Come back to your, okay, you just stay seated first. You sit down, I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Next up, we're gonna do single-legged squats. Yay! But today's one will be a bit different. Normally, when you do our squats, we have to sew the entire foot on the floor, yeah? Today, we're gonna do it with the foot, with the heel of the foot off the floor, okay? You see, this is heel on, this is heel off. So when you do this, you're gonna shift all the weight onto the balls of the feet, yeah? So back leg is there for support. From here, you're gonna think of using that hip, right? So again, sorry, change of instructions. All I want you to do is to focus on stability. So we've done hip work, we've done ankle work, we've done toe work. Focus on your toes gripping the floor, focus on the hip being stable. All you're gonna do is very gently lower down, that knee touches down, stand back up normally. Okay? So you're gonna go lower down in 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, stand back in an easy way. The difficult part comes when you add all of your weight onto the front foot. So your back foot shouldn't feel heavy. Yeah? How it should feel like is if at any point in time I told you to lift your back foot off, you are able to. That is how much weight I want on the front foot. All good? Good? Okay, let's try it. So let's all stand up. I'll do the first rep along, and then I'll watch you after that. Okay, so let's do left leg forwards, right leg back. Remember, right leg is just a support. I don't want you to be stepping down hard into your right leg. Lift the front heel off as well. Okay, from a straight position, let's go down in 5, 4. Get the back toes light. 2, 1. Knee down. Stand back up. 4 more times here. And let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. Okay, so you found a lot. If your back toes feel like they're super heavy, I want you to get them light. Yeah, shift more weight onto the front leg. Rep number 3, heels off, and let's go. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. 2 more times, and let's go. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back up. Last rep here, and go for 5, 4. Drive the toes into the ground, and back up. Questions? All good? Confused? Not confused? Let's go. Second side. So switch sides here onto your right leg. So, okay, everyone, just kind of look at the screen a bit. I want to change the setup. So I know I did say back leg behind, right? But I don't want this back leg so far behind it becomes a lunge. Yeah? I want this back leg kind of close. Okay? So not too far behind as a lunge, but kind of close, such that you can end up in this position here. Yeah? If you're too far back, your body's going to be too far behind. There's no way you can shift weight onto the front leg. Okay? So with the new setup, heels off. Okay, wrong setup. Sorry. Heels off, and let's go. 5, 4, maybe see the back foot can come off. 3, 2, 1, down and back up. Okay. Second rep. Ready and go. 5, 4, 3. Good, Alf. 2, 1, and back up. Much better. Nice one, Mark. 3 more times. Ready and go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. 2 more times. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up. Good one, Sid. Last rep. Let's go for 5, 4, 3. Control. Stabilize. And back up. Okay. So, yes, it's 11:30. I'm gonna overrun. You have to leave. I'm so sorry, but I will put this recording up for you to have a look at it. If you're not on recorded pass, let me know. I will show you the last bit of the class, right? If you have to leave. Of course, you can stay with me. That'd be great. So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna work on this position. Why is this important? Because every time you run, that is the position that your body goes through. Yeah. As we run, as we land, doesn't matter if you land on the heels or you are a 4-foot runner, you will eventually transit into this position before you can push off. So if that position felt super unstable and super weak, yeah, guess what when you're running? It's going to translate over to the rest of your body compensating. Why we did extension at the start of class? Because every time I land, I land, I strike. You see what this hip is doing? It is now going to extension. If you're doing flexion and extension and you couldn't isolate the movement from your spine, guess what? Every time you run, when your knee goes behind you, it's not your hip that's moving, it's your lower back. It becomes like a, hey, right? So sometimes people run and they say, hey, after I run, my lower back pain. Maybe your hip doesn't move well. If you can't move in whatever range you don't have. That's why this moving the joint by itself is important, because it gives you a better idea of what you need to work on. Okay? There's a long break because the next one is going to be a bit more dynamic. I'm going to give you 2 options. Depending on how your knees feel, depending on how stable you felt in the last exercise, you choose your version. Setups the same. You have the heel off, back leg on. Version 1, you're just going to squat down to a tough position. I want you to lift the leg off and hold. Okay? So working on this isometric strength. You can tap the foot, back foot down, up and down, whoop, to give you a break for support, because we're going for time. Don't try it yet. Let me give you the second option. Second option is slightly more dynamic. Only do this if you are confident with your knees. You start from this same position here, slight knee bend, back foot is off, heels are off as well. I want you to hop. So you hop and hop and hop and. Okay? Every time you land, here's the thing. Every time you land, you should feel stable. You land, you're like, wow, 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 and then your knee feels like crap. Go back to the first version. Okay? Timer be set for 30 seconds. You're either going to hop, stay in place, or do a combination of both. 30 seconds, you're going to switch sides, give it 2 rounds. and then we move on. Okay? Questions? All good?
Questions. Yes, question.
Yep.
So if I'm doing the hopping version and I land, does my heel stay up or does it touch the ground when I land?
Okay, so ideally, I would like you to keep the heel off at all times. Okay, but if it touches, it touches. Just continue.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, everyone get a position. If you have started, that's great practice, but it doesn't count. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. It is okay to have the hand on the wall for support or hand on a table or a chair. Yeah. Stability comes before dynamic movement. Stability comes before dynamic movement. 5 more seconds. Nice one, Monta. And time. Stand up, shake it out. So another thing, if you're hopping, right, and you're hopping all over the place, maybe you slow down the frequency of hopping or you slow down the height of the hop. I would like you to land in the same spot every single time. Okay? Switch legs, second side. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Nice one, Jeff. Yes, Sin, that's good. Yeah, Jenny, nice. Remember, stability. Stability is the key here. I don't care how high you jump. 5 more seconds. If you're tired, you hold in place. 3, 2, 1, and time. Check it out. We have one more round to go. So last round, right? Whatever version you're doing, for the last 10 seconds, I would like everybody to hop. So if you're tired, you hop a bit slower. If you've never done hopping, you try to hop me once or twice. Make sure that you have a hand near a support just in case. You shouldn't need it, but just in case. Yep. Questions? No? Let's go. Last round. After this, we do cars and we're done. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So I'll let you know when 10 seconds, we are 10 seconds away. Otherwise, you do whatever version you want first. But heel stay off. Stability is key. Nice one, Yen. Okay, get ready, yeah. In 3, 2, 1, 10 more seconds. Everybody try to do small hops. Yes, Sin, good. Tiny hops. 3 more seconds. And time. That was awesome. Okay, let's switch sides. Hey, leg tired already. Last one, okay, last one, I promise. Okay, heels off, and let's go. Started, we have started. Yeah, so hips gotta work to stabilize, knee gotta work to stabilize, big toe gotta work to stabilize, ankles are of course working. Good, good, good. And last 10 seconds, let's go. Small hops. I don't care how many times you hop, I care that you try. Even 1 or twice is fine. 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome stuff. Okay. Okay, so no questions? Any questions so far? None? Let's stand up. Let's end the session with hip cars, right? Back to the hips. So what's going to happen? You're going to stand up. You're going to do the hip cars, this rotational thing for 30 seconds, followed by ankle cars for 30 seconds, switch sides, and then you're done. So stand up, hand on the support. I'm going to do left leg. You can choose whichever side you want. 30 seconds. Let's go. So we're still moving with that slow intention of expanding on that circle, making sure that you're tick-tocking back and forth, trying to get as much movement only from that single joint. So after you've done all the hip stuff, all the ankle stuff, we're going to do the cars at the end of the session to sort of save our progress. To allow your body to know that, hey, I've done this stuff, I actually have more range. I want to keep that range. 3, 2, 1, knee in front. Let's do ankle cars. Slow control movements. So go slow. Jeff, slow it down. Jeff, slow down, slow down. No rush. Switching directions. Good. 2, 1, and time. Let's go on a second leg really quickly. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hip cars. Okay. Yeah. Pixia, can you try to keep your left leg straight? Yeah, so don't rush. I would like you to prioritize stability over the range. So you find that moving, if you increase the circle and you start to like fall or tip over, just keep the range there. 3, 2, 1, ankle car. So knee in front, and let's go. Amy, slower, slower, slow it down. Yes. Sin as well, slow. Whatever you think is slow, you go slower at that. Okay, for everyone. And reverse directions. Because when you go slow, you're gonna find stuff. You're gonna get more information. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and time. So thank you for joining me on this wonderful rainy Sunday morning. Take your hands, give yourself a good round of applause, good down the back. Good job today. Yeah. So you have questions, I'll stay for a bit, you ask them, or otherwise email me, email Motion Movement, social media, whatever, okay? We will always give you an answer. All right, thank you. See you, see you, see you.
Thank you, Alvin. Bye.
Thanks, see ya, bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.